Hi everyone, it's Dr. Hudgens. I have read your wiki assignment as well as the discussion board that was submitted this weekend and have posted feedback in the associated rubrics for you to review. The wiki assignment is always an interesting one for me. I'm an avid reader and believe that once you're in a leadership position, you shouldn't stop trying to learn and grow and understand more about the different types of leadership, the different strategies for leadership, or even basic skill development. So I hope this assignment was interesting for you. Attached to this announcement, there is the final product of the wiki that lists the books that were posted by your peers as recommended reading, and along with an annotated bibliography. So you're going to be able to save that somewhere in case you have free time after you've graduated to go through and look at good leadership books. One of my personal favorites is the Crucial Conversations book. I don't know whether any of you have read it. It is a fantastic book. It's written by Carrie Patterson, Joseph Greene, Ron McMillan, and Al Schweitzer. It does a wonderful job of talking about how to have difficult conversations with colleagues in the work environment, and when you need to have those conversations, kind of a practical approach to the difficult ones, which I really appreciated the logistics that he offers, or they offer. As you can see, it's tabbed. The top is tabbed. It tells you how many times I've referenced it and then loaned it out. It was followed up with Crucial Confrontations, written by the same set of authors, but basically it takes the concepts about conversations that are just uncomfortable conversations to when you actually have to confront someone and deal with very difficult behaviors or challenging situations. That was Madeline saying hello. So those would be my recommendations. Great books. I would start with Conversations, and then if you have extra time, go to Crucial Confrontations. So going back to your discussion boards, I love the concept of fractals. I appreciate the thoughtfulness that you applied in your responses to the discussion boards and the awareness that many of you demonstrated of the importance of how the fractal theory could impact a corporate environment or a healthcare environment. Your classmate Bridget did a great job of giving a biblical perspective to this. She wrote that leaders must recognize the fractal dynamic actions as they can ripple throughout the organization into positive or negative outcomes. A visual depiction of the ripple effect may be found in Galatians chapter 6, verse 7 of the King James Version, which states, "Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." For example, if the nurse leader is dishonest with his or her organization, their employees will follow suit. And I think that is a solid, practical, real-world example of what it means to be a fractal leader. When my behavior demonstrates integrity and character and professionalism, I set the standard for not only how my current employees behave, but also the people that I hire. We typically hire people that replicate our value systems, our behaviors, our professional behaviors. So it does start with leaders, and I do think we have an accountability to understand the contagion value of fractals. So I appreciate Bridget's thoughtfulness in that post and tying it in with the Galatians verse. When you approach your work from next week, I want you to be mindful that this is a two-part assignment. Your quality paper starts out with a paper that you're going to deal with an actual quality issue. I want to make sure that you remember that your focus is big picture on the quality. And to think about what would the role of a nurse leader on the unit be in addressing a quality issue. So it would be to develop a policy or a procedure or a metric to measure, a recommendation for a practice. So I want you to remember to keep a bird's eye view of what you're looking at addressing. From a paper development standpoint, know that you're in a 600 level course, and that the structure of APA needs to be pretty tight. In this paper, because of the length and complexity, you should be using levels 1, 2, and likely 3 in an appropriate manner to properly organize your paper. You should also make sure that you have adequate scholarly support and that the support you're using are from peer-reviewed relevant journals. All of those need to be published within the last 5 years as well. You should heavily focus on articles and less so on textbooks. And the last thing I want to remind you, just from a writing skill level, you should be avoiding direct quotes as much as possible. I want you to be working on, I'm sorry, our puppies behind me, Madeline and Gracie, are apparently having a wrestling match. Shh. Sorry. What was I saying? Oh, direct quotes. Graduate level writing synthesizes what you have read and what you understand and what you've experienced into a professionally polished paper. There are so many fabulous authors that have so many great ideas. I need you to be able to read what they've published, what they've written, and tell me why it matters. So take what you've read and be able to paraphrase it in your own words and be able to say, this is what I've read from this author, and this is why it matters and why I'm citing it here. Direct quotes should be kept to a minimum and should only be used when there is absolutely no better way to say it. And every once in a while you're going to have that, but that should be an outlier, not a standard of practice. I think that covers it. If you have any questions or concerns about the feedback that you were provided, any worries at this point, touch base through the multiple avenues you have. If it's a general question, the Ask the Professor link is great. If it's a personal question, email me directly. I'm happy to exchange some emails or set up a time to talk on the phone if that would benefit you. I hope you guys are having a great day. Again, I apologize for the background noise and ambiance. 7 o'clock in my house is normally puppy play hour. I should have given them a toy before I started this. Please forgive me. You guys have a great evening. I will look forward to reading your Part 1 papers next weekend and giving you some feedback. Take care.